If popular culture has taught us anything, it is that someday mankind must face and destroy the growing robot menace.
Hey gang, welcome to my home. So, I figured I'd do something a little different and take the chance and see if this works out. I'm gonna do some thumbnails for the next page, maybe 2 pages, while the idea is fresh in my brain. I'll go over what has gone before after I make a few points. So as far as doing an art show, I do want to do that. I am busy at the moment, but hopefully I can get to that soon. I did have an interview set up for today for my podcast, Independent Road, but unfortunately it's delayed until next week, so 2 frightening interviews next week. I say frightening, but you know, it's like I've done 96 already. Well, not all interviews, but I've done so many interviews, but I always get antsy before them. Unless it's somebody I've talked to a couple of times at least. Lately, let's put it that way. I have talked to both the guests I have coming up. One only once, and one years and years ago. Other than chatting online, but that's different. But anyway, I might consider doing a podcast with just me, unless I can find somebody. I know I just have to ask the right person at the right moment. I'll see. Either way, I might do one. You know, I don't need more things to do, but it's been a little while since I did the last one, so I feel my audience is waiting for one. So, and there's lots of things to catch up on, just in case they're not watching these, or don't even know about these. You never know. You know, just because they listen to my podcast don't mean they follow everything else I do. Okay, so today's Wednesday. That means tomorrow is Thursday. I guess maybe I'll do another test and see if I can line up the Studio Synergy 6 for tomorrow night. I want to make sure it goes off without a hitch, so maybe I'll do a couple, 2 more tests and see that everything's lined up. I think I know where I went wrong previously, and I'll set up the event and message everybody who wanted to come before and see if I can make it happen. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is I heard about a fellow artist in the comic industry, more a illustrator, painter extraordinaire, master artist, Bernie Wrightson, had a few strokes consecutively, I believe. There's you can find the exact information on his Facebook page. I believe when his wife or family member posted for him. He's in the hospital, and to just you know, if you know Bernie Wrightson at all and his work, send out a prayer and hope that he gets better soon. As far as my relationship with him goes, I met him once, and he was kind of otherwise occupied, but I was glad to have met him. He has been the #1 influence. You know, if I had to really put it down to one person, you know, at the beginning of my inking career, I devoured his work. Between that thick tome of a book called The Studio, his book Frankenstein, with all those incredible illustrations in there, his work in heavy metal, his comic work from Swamp Thing to the eerie, creepy stories he did, his print work, his color paintings, you know, just stacks and stacks and stacks of incredible work throughout the years from this guy. And you know, for a little while he did some shaky work. You know, it wasn't up to par with what came before. It was shortly after the Frankenstein work, I believe. For years after, you know, it just was okay. But he has made an incredible comeback, and has done in his more recent work just wonderful, incredible lines. And yeah, so don't notice the latest update. You know, all I heard is what I read yesterday, and I forgot to mention, because I did it so my show is so late, and just wanted to put it out there. You know, I'm sure a lot of people know him just by his name, and praying for you, Bernie. Okay, so on with the show. This is day 10 of 100 Days of Making Comics, where we put in at least 30 minutes a day to work on our own, create our own project, personal project, so that it becomes habit, so that one day we can, you know, make a living off of this instead of, you know, client work or day job or what have you. And this baby before me is the few pages of Bright Eyes. This was the cover image I did back in April. Fitting, because my birthday's in April. Coincidence? I think not. And this is page 2. Wait, what do we got here? That's the new page. Here was the first page, page 1. And not the reason, but I was able to do a 10-panel page, and I wish I could put the whole page in the shot, but kind of, sort of. I was able to do a 10-panel page because there's no word balloons as of yet. I thought about putting them in. I had captions for all the panels. If you saw, I did thumbnails and posted them around for this page before I started on it, and there were, you know, captions. But I decided it worked without in the end. So, and plus, frankly, there's not really room unless you squeeze it in. So I continued on with page 2, also no captions. You know, it does say books on the bottom if you can read that, but that's simply a sign, and there's numbers there you can read, but it's neither nor. So yeah, so this was page 2, and I hope you went to the link yesterday and checked out the comic, and please feel free to go there and comment on the page. You don't have to get signed up to the website. You could simply make a comment, and I think it asks you your name, and you can type in a comment so I'll know who it's coming from. You know, I realize, like, you know, I'm putting wordless pages on I'm not going to get a huge response, but a couple of my friends have commented, so I appreciate that. I did, however, you know, I linked the page this morning. I did, however, get a ton, well, not a ton, a lot for a piece of art that, you know, I post on the wall. I get a lot of likes, and I appreciate each and every one of those as well. It tells me I'm doing something right. You know, to me it's like, the page could be a little better, but it's also a different style than the first page, but, you know, there is me in there, and it will only get more consistent, you know. Like I said in a previous episode, previous day, I need 1,000 pages under my belt, so that's 2. There's 2. It's not the only 2 pages I made in my lifetime, but let me put it this way: it's the only 2 that I've shared publicly. Yeah. You know, I did a just to reminisce for a second. I did a half an issue of a book called Rock. I was going to do like a 2-part miniseries with 2 characters, one Rock and one Roll. I don't know. It was kind of Rock was kind of a Conan guy. I didn't figure out who Roll was. But anyway, that was it had a lot of my feathering, but it was way too heavy. I didn't know how to pull back. Back then, that was my early days. Probably before I even attempted to do inking for a living. Didn't work out. Okay, so you've seen the first 2 pages, and I think what I want to do is, this is going to be sloppy. Can you see? Maybe I should do it in ink. It's too late, Pete. You already started. Alright, well, just of it only matters, not that you can see it that clearly. Okay, so let's imagine a similar setup. And since I'm going to go with the same theme. Wait, no, that's wrong. Okay. Okay. This will be page. That was 1 and 2. This will be 3, and this will be page 4. This page 4 will have a large panel on the bottom. Page 3 will have the large panel in the second tier. Alright, so this will be, we'll do it without panel borders for the moment. But just imagine this is, okay, so 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. This is all rough. So this is 9, 10. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is, where's my, see, my cat keeps knocking my eraser off my desk, so I have to put it far away. Alright, so it's a little oblong, but okay, so this is 6 panels down here, 2 up here, 1 long one. This is 9. Alright, so what we see last is her sitting on her bed. It's at night and she's looking sad. Hopefully you gathered that without me telling you, because if you didn't and I had to tell you, then I'm doing a horrible job. Alright. Now, it's hard doing these videos in the sense that, you know, I don't want to give away too much of the story. I still want you guys to, like, read it as the pages go up and be able to enjoy it, you know. So, well, you know, by the time the next page is done, and you have forgotten what I said today. You have busy lives. I'm not your universe. Something like that. Okay, so alright, so I want to establish her. Let's see. I think I might do I might change this, but this serves the purpose at the moment. Okay, so she's in bed. This is like a second later, and this is just for purposes of the show. Okay, so she's sort of just staring off, you know. Previously she had her, looked like she had her eyes closed, but now she's just staring forward. And this is going to be the blank wall opposite her. So maybe what I'll do just initially is her back, and maybe just a hint of the ceiling, so it's kind of like she's staring off, maybe like a little what do they call it, 1/3 back shot of her face, so you may see her nose and chin stick out, her hair stick out a little. So it's mostly we see this shoulder, that's a little shorter. Okay, so she's essentially, if you could see this, or you could tell by how I'm describing it with my voice, she's staring at a blank wall. Now, I was thinking, it goes with her state of mind. Like, she might have... Can't tell what that is, but like it's like a ripped poster on her wall, and maybe it is. Another one here, piece of a poster there. Like, I want to establish, like, she might have had a full display of stuff on her wall, like from her bed she was able to look out and enjoy previously, but now it's just kind of empty. And so she's staring at the wall, and maybe and you know, I might change this, but this is just, like I said, I had sort of an idea. Maybe this one's a little closer, and we kind of see like her eyelids are a little heavy, maybe. It's very subtle. And this long panel, what that's going to be is something that took place previously. Before, question mark. Not too long before. Okay, so this might have actually happened when she got home from work, and she stepped into this room. And what this room is, and I'm going to do a whole room, and what kind of room it is. I'm thinking like a sewing room. So in the corner here there'll be some sort of desk with a sewing machine on it. Get some reference and think of something better, but some rolls of fabric along that wall, maybe a long table, with sample books. I don't know. You know, I used to work for a textile company, so I know a little bit. Alright, this episode is going to go long. I'll try to speed this up. This might actually be my 30 minutes I'm doing in front of you. Alright. So, that is a fabric room. Be more stuff, and it look as amazing as a fabric room can look. Alright, so I was thinking establish her name is April Hart, in case you forgot. April's not really, like, you know, her only... I don't, you know, she hasn't been the life of the party. So I want to really just... She's staring at a wall. I really want to, I guess, show a sort of passage of time. Let's just do that shot again. Then show her in this room, the fabric room. So, like, let's say, like, this is a desk and the sewing machine. I want to have her arms back, and she's leaning forward. So check out what's on the desk. Like, she's keeping both arms back behind her because she doesn't even want to touch it. And this is going to be a really boring page, but I guess visually, like, the first two pages were fun, but this is going to be repetitious. But it establishes something that I'm trying to get across. And let's just say, like, you know, so we see her, maybe we're a little closer to her, and those scraps are farther away, and hopefully this establishes her, like, staring off. And we get her pick up from her in the fabric room, and she sees something. And okay, it looks like a scarf, but okay, let's say there's something on the sewing machine. And like, we could see her hands coming into the shot. There's something on the sewing machine that, you know, looks like she's interested in. Alright, let me think. Something like... Okay, if this panel's dead on, and this panel, I want to start turning it. So, I'm doing a little clockwise arrow up here, because I want to not exactly look at the back of her with the wall flat, a little more, like, just turn that shot a little bit more, and then when we get to this panel, it's But okay, it's like it's a good sized shot of her head and shoulders, and her hair hanging down. And then, you know, it's a gradual turn, and we're once again seeing her face, and she still looks like she's in a daze. And it's like she's thinking of something, but she's also thinking of when she was in this room early that day. And I don't know how to convey that, but I just might have to take it for granted that people pick it up. But I want to have her hands holding whatever the object is, scarf or some kind of fabric object that was made but not finished. That's essentially what I want to establish. Okay, so in this shot, we just see a glimpse of it. But in this shot, we see her hands holding this object, her face, although still dazed. We see her straight on again. And maybe this shot up here should be a little 3/4, a little less straight on. But this we're straight on again as we were in the first panel, but this time, yes folks, you see a little tear. Alright, well, that's what I had in mind for page 3. And I see I'm already at 32 minutes, and I'm thinking, do I really want to drag you through page 4? It might be a while before page 3 is up. What was my idea anyway? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I think I'll leave it at this. You know, I've put in my 30 minutes right here. I'm gonna do this really quick myself. Tell you what, if you're my patron, I'm gonna post this baby up tonight, and you'll be able to see it there for only $1 a month. The links are in the description box. Yeah, okay, so I hope you enjoy this. You know, it's a little something I felt like I wanted to draw in one of these videos, and maybe one day I'll actually draw something of more substance than a thumbnail for a page. But I think this was more informative than me describing how I think things out. It's just basically show you. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you've been enjoying my progress on 100 days. You know, ups and downs so far. What can the next 90 days mean? Oh no. But you know, I hope to. I was thinking, like, you know, if 10 days brings me 1 page, could there be 9 more pages coming, or could I have more pages by then? hopefully more. You know, it should be 7 days equal a page, but we'll see. Alright, so like, so more people can see that my videos are getting praise. Comment, because nothing beats a comment, except share. Share with your friends, and it will share the love. And hopefully I'll get more people watching my videos, and you know, more people into doing, you know, into what I'm doing, and checking out my comic and buying my art, and one day, hey, one day, make a living off of this stuff. Full time, baby. That's what I want, full time. Alright, love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.